All right, we're back here live at Mahoney's. Bob Slovak, Jason Alexander, and the head coach, Gary Kubiak. Coach, thanks for being with us, man.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Hey, how's retirement treating you?
It's been good. You know, run is kind of wearing me out a little bit, making me do a lot of stuff around the house, but a little travel, a little work at home, and enjoying Texas.
You got livestock out on your place?
Yeah, I do. I don't know what I'm doing with them, but I've got them. So
what do you got?
I got a bunch of cows out there, a little bit of everything, and it gives me something to do all the time. And but like I said, I've been traveling a little bit. The boys are all involved in ball, so I stay involved. I still watch a lot of football and try to keep up with what's going on.
We'll talk about your boys here in a little bit, but real quick, just your thought. I don't know how much you follow what's going on with the Texans, but it's been so strange with Deshaun Watson and his legal troubles and the fact that he wants out. Just your thought and your take on it. How would you handle it?
Well, I mean, I don't know enough about it to give some strong opinion. You know, I just know this. I mean, NFL's, it's a tough business. It's if you do everything right, it's hard to win. You know what I mean, Bob? But you got to do everything right. So I know they're working through that. But I have a vested interest in a couple of people there. Tyrod played for me in Baltimore. I love him. I heard the other day somebody said he's a winner. I promise you he's a winner. People will follow him and play hard with him. David Culley's a good friend of mine. My first coaching job at Texas A&M. David was one of my, confidants, so to speak, as I was growing in the coaching business. So I wish him the best. You know, you never know in the National Football League. You never know what's going to happen, but I tell you what, those guys will do it the right way.
Do you just your take on Nick Caserio? I mean, I like what he's doing because the one thing I like is that he's not taking just any offer. I mean, he's going to make sure he gets maximum, offer from whoever wants to shine.
Well, that's part of the business. You know, you got to be patient. You got to be strong. I mean, it's a long haul business if you want to be good. And I don't know Nick, but I know he's got a great reputation around the league. The thing I do like as I follow things just like you guys do, I love how hard he's working at what he does. So that's all you can ask people to do is work their tail off, do things the right way, and then let's see what happens.
Well, I tell you, Coach, hey, Texas forever, right?
There you go, buddy.
Right on that ranch, retiring back in Texas with all of us. My big question tonight is, look, rookie quarterbacks, you're a quarterback guru. We got Zach Wilson for the Jets, Trevor Lawrence for the Jaguars, Mac Jones, Patriots, all starting. We had Justin Fields, obviously, in Chicago. I've got my kind of take of a little bit of highlight reel that I've watched, but I'm a golf professional. You're the NFL professional. Who's your favorite out of the class right now, watching a few preseason games and kind of being involved with a few of the coaches?
Well, it'll be interesting because there's, 5 or 6 guys that are going to be very active as we get going here on opening week. But, it all gets down to the team. Who's on the best football team right now? You get the young man in New England who got the start. I mean, he's a hell of a player. The kid in Chicago is very athletic. Trevor, we all know about Trevor. But you never know. I mean, the guy with the Jets, Greg Knapp, was going to coach him, one of my best friends who we lost here last month. It'll be fun to watch. I think it's great energy in the league, a lot of new faces. I think everybody will be excited to see how it goes.
Well, what I've looked at, Bob, and I don't know what your take is. Look, Trevor Lawrence got all the hype. He's got the flowing locks that we all wish we had, right? But Zach Wilson, the ball's coming out of his hand quicker than anybody else. He doesn't scramble as good as Justin Fields, and he doesn't have the pedigree of Trevor Lawrence. But I'm going to tell you what, that ball's coming out like a rocket out of Zach Wilson's hand. So look out for the Jets. We're going to talk a little bit more about him later in the show.
All right, Coach, when you think back on your time here with the Texans, you had a big-time rebuild. You got them back on track, won a couple of playoff games. What's your favorite memory coaching here at the Texans?
If I had to pick one, it's probably the day would be Cincinnati in the playoffs, watching that stadium and that city, reap the rewards of a lot of hard work to kind of get back. But I really think the biggest thing for me was watching a group of guys change the culture of the team. Matt Schaub, Owen Daniels, J.J. Watt, Brian Cushing. I consider Kevin Walter. I can go on and on. But there was a group of guys that we drafted, signed, free agent, whatever, that all of a sudden came in here and they really changed the what word am I looking for here, Bob? But I guess the expectations, really. It was like all of a sudden, okay, we're pretty good. We can win again. And that became the expectation. So that's probably what I'm most proud of.
That year you had with Matt Schaub when he was rolling, man, that was magical.
Well, I'll tell you, in 2011, and I kind of asked this too, Bob. I mean, it was 11 and 12, I believe, on the calendar. But when Schaub went down with the Liz Frank,
Yeah.
that year we lost to Baltimore, I believe, in the playoff with T.J. Yates, 20-13. Watching that game, you just have to think, if Matt Schaub were playing quarterback, and as great as T.J. was, as great as T.J. was, if Schaub were at quarterback that day, I think we go to the AFC Championship game.
You know, I saw TJ a couple weeks ago, and God, what a brilliant time that was in his career and what
of
he
course.
did. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we're one play away in Baltimore, and we're going to the AFC Championship. But that's football. You know, you're going to lose players. How good your team? Getting a break here or there. But it sure was a hell of a lot of fun there. For
Well, outside of Deshaun and the Kansas City fiasco, I promise you, those were my 2 favorite years. I got to travel with the coach a little bit. And real quick, Bob, I got one. Look, I asked this to everybody. My buddy's giving me a little bit of crap about it, but I got to know, Coach. I do some other interviews on the Pro Show. I got to know your favorite sports movie. I just got to know. I know it's a little off the cuff. Wasn't planned.
You know, I'm a Rudy fan. I know that's old school, but I love Rudy. Went to see my son up in Dallas last week. Was staying in his room. He gave me and his mom his room, and the first thing I saw was a Rudy movie sitting on. So I'm a Rudy fan.
Rudy Rudiger.
All right.
Got a baby. Bob, what do you got?
All right, let's talk about your sons right now.
Yeah.
Give me the rundown. Where's everybody at right now?
Oldest in Minnesota kind of took over for me, so
That's
here he
Clint.
goes. You know, yeah, that's Glenn. He's been at it for a while. My middle one, who was at Strake Jesuit for years, decided he wanted a shot at pro football. So Kyle Shanahan hired him in San Francisco. It's really interesting because he's got an offensive background, but Kyle put him on defense. He worked side by side with D'Amico every day.
Oh, wow.
And it's the most amazing thing, 'cause I love D'Amico. You know how much I think of him. I think he'll be a head coach in the NFL. So my son's right there with D'Amico every day. And then I got a little one who's a scout with the Cowboys, been there for, I think, 3 or 4 years. So I got a few teams to root for. So I got 3 chances to win every week.
There you
So.
go. I did a story with your son over at Strake Jesuit a few years ago because they made a long run in the playoffs, and the basis of the story was he's running the Kubiak offense. He was running your offense.
Yeah, you know, we talk ball all the time, and, you know, it's a little hard to do in high school because everybody spreads the field, but he did some different things and, you know, had some success, and I love what he did. I love going to watch him play, and then I get a call one day saying, you know, I think I want to try. So what do? Give him a chance.
Sure.
So I'm excited for him. I look forward to going to see him.
And Clint gets to work with Kirk Cousins up there, and then an Aggie, Kellen Muntz up there
Yeah,
now.
they drafted Kellen, so I don't know much about that, but their preseason's been a little different. They've lost some players. They're trying to work through that. I think everybody is, so you never know what's going to happen in open weekend, but nobody out working. You know, hopefully the ball will bounce his way.
Okay.
Coach, last question here. I got to ask. Head coach of Peyton Manning's last game, Super Bowl champions.
Try not to
As the
stir
head
it up,
coach,
Jason.
hey, here's the deal. Is there any story, moment in time that you can kind of share with our fans out there today about Peyton, that last run, beating Carolina Cam Newton in the Super Bowl? Anything special?
You know, Jace, for me, really, when I look back on that, it really was like, I mean, we lost Peyton for like 6-7 weeks.
Brock, and it was the Brock Osweiler.
Yeah,
Yes.
so Brock came in and played good for me. Then y'all took him, but
thanks.
I think the biggest thing for me was when Peyton was out. Could the team hang on to give Peyton a chance to come in and finish out his
Sure.
career
Yeah.
the right way? So I'm sitting there every night thinking, okay, we're going to be a playoff team. How good of a team are we going to be? Peyton's going to make it back. Can we make a run? And you know, thank the good Lord we did that. So we had a pretty good defense to do it with.
And you got to go through Tom Brady
Yeah, we got
as
to go
well
through him
on
twice
the
that year.
route.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey,
Yeah.
so, Coach, you were up at Peyton's Hall of Fame induction. What was that like?
You know, it's pretty cool. You know, I've been to about probably 7 or 8 of them, various players. They invite you. That's a great honor. You just try to go and stay out of the way and enjoy their speech and watch what's going on. But, you know, I was with him 1 year, and for me to sit there with some of the great people that he was with for many years was very humbling for me. Me and Coach Shanahan sat together and talked about old times. Owen Daniels was there. OD was sitting right across from me, some of my players that played for me. So just very proud to had a small part in Peyton's career. He's been very good to me.
What players do you still keep in touch with?
You know, I talk to a lot of them. I really do. You know, OD I talked to quite a bit. Andre, got to do the Hall of Fame deal with him. But, when you coach these guys, I was on the phone with Joe Flacco that day. I coached Joe, so they have a special, spot in your heart because you spent time with them and you not only appreciate them as players, but as people too. They're family men. So fortunately, I had a lot of guys I can stay in touch with.
Awesome. Jason, you got anything else?
Well, I'm going to leave this with my last, my favorite story about Coach. Canceman golf professional at Carlton Woods when I was an assistant professional. Coach and I got to play a lot of golf together before I had too much responsibility. And we had lunch after the round, and I'm sitting there, and I was scooping a little bit of a soup, and Coach goes, "Hey, boy, how would you like to come on a road trip with us?" I said, "To where?" He goes, "Indianapolis." I said, "What does that mean?" He goes, "You can come on the jet with us, sit on the sidelines."
Sweet.
And I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever got that cup of soup or that spoon of soup, Bob. I was just nodding my head and I said, "What in the heck is going on?" One of the best trips of my life, hanging out with Coach Kubiak and the J.J. Watt, Andre Johnson, Adrian Foster, Matt Schaub era. Coach Kubiak,
You bet, Jay.
one of my favorites in the
I was
world.
such a bad golfer, I had to make it up to you that day. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Question, was that the greatest ball thing speech ever that they can get?
That was amazing. I think they're all great. They all have a story to tell, but obviously he does a great job. He's an ambassador for the game of football, which is tremendous.
The one thing, and you look great too, Coach. You told me
I don't know
you
about
just
that,
turned
Bob.
60, but the thing
Yeah.
about Coach was when I used to travel with the Texans on the road, I would go work out. He would always be in there on the treadmill.
Well, I tried.
every single
I tried.
Sunday morning.
I was probably hiding from all the issues I had to deal with. So,
Just to get a little
yeah.
stress out.
Yeah.
Coach, go kick it back on that wrench you've
All
got.
right.
We're going to get you back and huddle up with us here soon.
Yeah.
And for right now, got a few words for a few friends of the show.